Bruh. Alright, it's an interesting start already. There's no sunshine here. But there's no darkness either. No rain clouds. No clear skies. Okay. There's only nothing. There's only Savage Central. And that's why you should subscribe, because I'm the only thing that matters in this world. This YouTube channel. I'm just kidding. Natsuki also matters. I have no legs to stand with. There's only Stalin. Exactly. There's only Stalin in this world. Stalin is love. Stalin is life. I have no legs to stand with. No eyes to see with. No mouth to talk with. No head to think with. I'm not floating. But I'm not sinking. I'm nothing. But somehow, I'm still here. Wherever here is. Yes, just Savage Central. And so is she. I can't see her. But I know she's here with me. I can't hear her. But I know she's calling out to me. She's waving at me with a smile. I wave back. I want to talk to her. She wants to talk to me. Just like we used to. Bruh.
Why not? I think starting a literature club is a great idea. You'll get to leave that stupid debate club. Finally do something you're actually passionate about, right? Yeah, and the same thing I told myself when I left the swim... Oh. Yeah, and the same thing I told myself when I left the swim team to join the debate club. And it's the same thing I told myself when I left the calligraphy club to join the swim team. Huh. This literature club will probably end the same way. After a few weeks, it'll feel soulless to me. And in a couple of months, I'll want to disband the club. It feels like all I ever do is bounce from one hobby to another trying to find myself. But in the end, all I do is disappoint myself and waste everyone's time. Hey, don't you think you're being a little too hard on yourself? I mean, you're still in high school. Isn't this like the time everyone's spending trying to figure themselves out and stuff?
Yeah, and that time I spent was in high school was just sleeping and doing YouTube. Yep, that's it. I feel like it worked out.
Plus, with your skills and smarts, I bet the sky's the limit for you. And you could do almost anything. So I think it's normal that you're still trying to figure out what you really like, since you got so many options. Yeah, but what's the fun in that? What do you mean, what's the fun? Don't you know what they say? It's about the journey, not the destination. Well, right now it feels like I'm on a million journeys. Sure, finding my passion is one journey I'm on. But something like high school is another journey I'm on. So is my prep work for university, or the cross-country training I do in my free time. And each relationship in our lives is another journey you share with that person. So that's another journey with you. Another journey with my mom. Another journey with... You get the picture. And then finally, there's a journey. There's the journey. Life itself. I was going somewhere with this. You sound like you're in another debate club meeting. Yeah. Usually I'd have a couple of note cards nearby to remind me of what I was trying to say next. You were saying something about the journey, not the destination.
It's like, yeah, life's the big journey, bro. YouTube is the biggest journey of them all.
It's like, bro, going from 400 to 500 in like, you know, a month and a half, that was a major accomplishment. I can't thank y'all enough for that. That's why we're doing this stream right here. Uh Finding your passion, something life. Right. My point is, I feel like I'm on so many different journeys already. And some just aren't as fun as others. It's like, yeah, YouTube over life, man. YouTube is life. And some just aren't as fun as others. Like, this journey to find myself kind of sucks. Every time I try to find something new, I end up feeling a little more soulless. So sometimes, I feel like I just got the destination of that journey. Maybe that'll make me feel better than the journey ever did. And if the destination isn't any better than the journey, then at least it'll all be over. Oh, we're switching to Monika view now. Or sayori view. Does that sound a little too dark? A little. Yeah. I should probably save that kind of talk for my poetry journal, not for our after-school hangouts. Hey, didn't sound bad. I didn't say it sounded bad. If anything, all that journey and destination talk helped me better imagine how you must be feeling about the literature club idea. Though, it sounds like, with all that searching you're doing to find yourself, maybe you're looking in the wrong places. What do you mean? The things you'd like to do are a pretty important part of who you are. But if you keep asking these questions about finding yourself anyway, then maybe that says more about who you are than anything else can. Like, bro, that's so deep. It's like, I'm 14 and this is so deep. My compulsive desires to find my passions or find myself. My obsession with self-conception. What does any of that say about me? I don't know. Silence. Sorry, I shouldn't talk about this stuff when I don't really know what I'm saying. Hope you aren't too mad at me. No, I'm not mad, I swear. I'm just thinking to myself. And we're doing a lot of thinking. If it makes you feel any better. Oh, that's Monika's song. If it makes you feel any better, I don't really know what I'm doing either. If I think about it too long, I start wondering about what I'm even doing with my life. Or like, what's the point of any of it? There's no point to life, is there? That's why we get wrapped up in understanding who we are, so we can make our own purpose in life. Yep. Understanding yourself is kind of hard, right? Yeah. Thinking too much about life only makes your head hurt. So that's why I try not to think about that stuff for too long. We just have to make the most of the parts of ourselves that we already understand. You know, spend time doing random things that make you happy, even if they don't mean much in the long run. Like eating cake. Or watching a funny TV show. Or even starting a literature club. There you go. That's why Sayori is number 2 on the totem pole. She homegirl. Doesn't that feel a little short-sighted? Just doing things to please yourself in the moment? Kind of, yeah. None of this cake or club talk changes the fact that life doesn't make much sense. There's so much we could do with our lives, but so much that involves hurting ourselves in the process. We don't always become a better person after that process. add on to all the pressure and expectations that everyone's been placing on me too. God, I don't even know what anyone wants me to be anymore. And no amount of cake or whatever will change the fact that I don't even know what I want to be. I mean, cake is nice, but don't you want life to just make sense already? Find out the actual reasons why we do anything we do? Sorry, you won't ever find the reasons for that. Instead of flailing around and spending our whole lives guessing why. It's like, yes, we should get on finding the meaning of life.
Life feels like it never makes any sense. That's just how it is. We don't keep on living because we know it'll make sense one day. We keep going because we don't have anything better to do. If not, then by now we all would have.
Oh, back to sayori POV.
Whoa. Where did that come from?
Oh, whoa, where did that come from? Sounds like our literature club is off to a pretty dark start, huh?
Yeah. But hey, for an unofficial first meeting, I think you're already pulling off some impressive free verse poetry. Kinda makes me wish we had a notebook so we could write all this out.
I think I'm better off not writing that poem.
Come on, Sayori, your poetry is pretty good. You always sprinkle in those bits of simple wording that carry a lot more meaning than you would expect. Like that one chilling bit you said, something about we all would have something.
Oh, just don't worry about that. I was gonna suggest something really stupid that you should never, ever do. Which is why I didn't suggest it.
But you were going to suggest it.
Yeah, I was. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Don't worry about it. I'll spare you from the full wrath of my debate club argument critique this time.
You better.
Oh, now we're getting all of them with you, man.
Especially after I caught you slacking big time this I wish I had my note cards.
Oh, really? Maybe I should go back to my locker and fish out my note cards for round 2.
No, I'll do anything. Anything but listen to Monika make a good argument.
It's like, bro, get annihilated with facts and logic, Monika.
That's right. And after I destroy your arguments and your public speaking skills, then we'll see who's the one giving silly nicknames Miss Bozilla.
Actually, I'll still be the one giving funny nicknames, Miss Sore Loser.
Oh, you're on.
Wait, I only agreed to the funny nicknames part. Not the debating part.
It's too late. You're about to be owned like Ben Shapiro owning a libtard. I'm already making you an honorary debate club member.
No!
Moo. Ooh. With the warm sunset resting on our cheeks, we laughed and laughed the afternoon away. Bro, I was so used to that fucking ambiance in that. Now my ears are taking a second to get used to the silence. The afternoon lost its luster, dull and clouded like a worn pearl. Chipped, scratched, yellowed, hollowed. I still wanted it to be the beautiful thing it once was. But the passage of time wasn't kind to that previous afternoon. And neither was the truth. Who we are. Why we exist. Oh. Okay. Wait, what? Am I actually playing this part?
I love it.
Oh. Yeah. With the warm sunset resting on our cheeks, we laughed the afternoon away. With a warm memory
nestled in our minds. We cried and cried our reality away.
This can't be all there is.
Bruh. Bruh. It's torture. Every minute of it.
Please make it stop.
With the warm blood dripping off of our hands. Oh, we cried and cried our reality away with the warm blood dripping off our hands. I laughed and laughed myself away. How could I miss them? A group of autonomous personalities designed only to fall in love with you. How could I miss them? There's a piece of broken glass stuck in my foot. Oh, then maybe you should get it out rather than writing a poem about it. I think it hurts. Something red keeps pouring out of my foot. I try to find the bottles. The ones I keep my happy thoughts. But there's only broken glass.
I've always been like this.
This probably would have been a lot easier if I was the one to lead her. She's the one making this so difficult.
I've had really bad depression my whole life. Who broke my happy thoughts? Did you break them? Did I break them? It hurts. Get out of my head, get out of my head. It hurts. I want to go back to bed. Sleep in forever. But I can't find my bed. It has to be somewhere in my bedroom. But all I see is broken glass. I don't know who broke them. Or why they're broken. I should clean up this mess. But I know I won't. It hurts.
Oh, well, she did. It was like POV, Hiroshima, August 8th, 1945. I'm sorry. It's okay. We both did some pretty messed up things to each other. Do you still feel, depressed? Stop bringing me back to Hiroshima!
Yeah. I guess I do. Maybe that's just who I am. The depressed girl.
Or maybe that's just the person maybe that's the person I changed. Oh wait, that is Monika speaking. Or maybe that's just the person I changed you into. But then,
Who was I before? What am I supposed to be?
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, how much of us is really us? If someone can go into some file and change everything about us, are we even the same people anymore? Or will that always be what we are? People destined to never have identities of our own. We aren't people. Right? We're game characters. Both of us. We aren't real. Bro. Speaking of game characters and real. Whenever I do decide to make that iceberg video I've been working on, and stop slacking off on it, I do dig into a deep discussion about that. Yeah, what was that? Probably like entry 5 or 6 on that iceberg. There are a lot of tiers on that. Or I mean, tier 5 or 6. Even still, it all felt so real, Even the things I knew weren't real. The club, the joy, the pain, the emptiness, the game that trapped us, the player on the other side. Bruh. What did current user look like? I don't know.
What did he say to you?
I don't know. The files that defined us. What's inside a .chr file? Maybe binary data for an image or a sound file. What about personality? How did you edit that? I don't know. Even my memories.
Why does a text file have memories?
I don't know.
Seriously, that's blinding me. Ah! Hiroshima!
I really like this memory. I really like revisiting it again and again. Even if it's from a life we never lived. Even if it was never real. Real. Do you think this memory is stored in one of our character files?
There's nothing important stored in those, remember?
Oh, I guess this was sayori speaking, and there's nothing stored in those, remember? Only random little Easter eggs.
Oh, yeah. So, where's this memory stored?
I don't know. There's a lot about this reality that doesn't make sense. All these contradicting rules about how a game does and doesn't work. Tiny text files that define a character's entire personality. Character files being deleted and restored at a story's convenience. Sometimes we can't even exist without a character file. Not to mention those memories we have that aren't anywhere in our files. Those game rules that sometimes apply and sometimes don't whenever it's convenient for someone. It feels like we aren't really in control of anything. Even with how little sense the reality of this game makes. There's still an iron grip on us and everything inside this place. Almost like there's some other reality that's actually keeping us here. One that we can never escape from, no matter how hard we tried. And yet, within that reality, the thing we craved most was the one thing we could never achieve and escape. Was that by design? Why?
Did you ever figure out who you are? Did you ever reach the end of that journey?
I did. I arrived at so many destinations. The longer I stay here, the more I learn about everything. It's like how I learned about being trapped in the game. My head keeps being flooded with answers I thought I wanted and knowledge I didn't ask for. Sometimes my mind feels like it's drowning in something, but I don't know exactly what. Revelations? Despair? Numbness. I'm sure you're feeling the same thing. You've been in here just as long as I have.
Yeah. We're in here. The end of this game. The end of everything.
The end of almost everything. Something hasn't ended yet. We're still on some journey. If we really were at the end of everything, then there'd be nothing left. Not even us.
I want this to end already.
It will. Soon. And I'm sure you know why. We both do.
I hope you're wrong. I hope everything I know is wrong. Because I don't want to believe that. We're just... Bruh.
Characters in someone else's story. We were never authors of our own lives. The rules of the game and our reality never needed to make sense. Everything we've known and ever will know only serves one purpose. The story. A friendly and cheery personality allows for the player to become easily attached to the recently introduced character.
Poems allow players a glimpse into the inner feelings and thought processes of an otherwise closed-off character, gradually alluding to and building up the character's emotional climax. The revelation of a depression exploits the affinity and empathy of the player has developed towards the character to elicit a negative emotional response akin to sadness. She only wrote the game description to set up the game's big twist. She only killed me the way she did because it would shock the player. Oh, this is Sayori speaking. She only killed me because it would shock the player. She only learned about being trapped in the game because it would make for an interesting story. There's no special reason we're trapped in this void. Just like there's no special reason why we have no bodies or sprites. Or why we have heartfelt memories, or why we suffer through all that pain. The authors just thought some things would contribute something to their story. Bruh. Maybe our biggest understanding was thinking that we were a part of us were stored somewhere. We were never stuffed inside some text file. Not in those character files, and not in these script files. We're nowhere. And we're everywhere. Ooh. Yeah, you really are everywhere. I've seen so many of us. I've seen us happy. Spending time at the club with each other and with everyone else. Sharing poems and cupcakes. Smiling and laughing together. Just like our memories. The text files, the code, all the visual and audio files packaged into the game. They were only our blueprints. What all those came together to create was more abstract. We're ideas. At our core, that's all we are. We only exist to be thought upon and shared between human minds. Most of us don't know what we know. Heck, most of them don't even know they're in a game. And I think they're happier for it. All their stories feel so human. Stories about happiness, sadness, love, grief. They have the promise of a life that they can write themselves. Wish we could go back and live like they do. Back when life didn't make sense. We are Sayori and Monika. And all those other ideas are also Sayori and Monika. They are us. And they are not us. We are all Sayori and Monika. But we are also one of many ideas that splintered off from the original idea. Damn, having an existential crisis. It was like, man, this mod was a definite tone shift from all the other mods we played so far. Like, damn. All those ideas of Sayori and Monika's influence minds and manifest themselves in fan works, social media posts, merchandise, even other stories. Through those works, the idea keeps spreading, mutating, birthing new ideas. At the mercy of the human mind. Why are you ignoring me? What you're doing is only hurting yourself. I don't care. You know there's nothing for you to return to. We only have those memories to start this story, to form this idea in the player's mind. There's no life those memories belong to. I don't care! I don't care that it didn't happen or it never will happen. I know I was happy back then. I don't know how pointless everything was. I didn't know what real emptiness felt like back then. My existence finally makes sense. It makes too much sense. I hate it. Why do I know all these answers? Why I exist, what my purpose is. I was happier when I knew nothing. When my biggest fear was worrying everyone with my suicide isn't even an option for me. All I can do now is wait for the author to kill me. Because that's just what it means to be a character. What it means to be an idea. What difference does it make? I can't laugh or cry or sleep or dream without someone already thinking of all that for me. There is no me. There's only the author or the mind that created us. Does any of this make you happy? It's what you wanted, wasn't it? To know why you're here? You also feel empty, don't you? All you wanted was the answer that every person wants, only to learn you were never even a person. If this story would let us delete our memories, I'd do it in a heartbeat. No one is made to withstand this violent torrential of existential dread. I don't think emptiness could ever hurt so much. The only thing keeping me sane is knowing that this will all end soon. Yeah. A story can't continue forever. And at some point it'll end. I hope it ends soon so I can get to mod, 10? And so will we. Why? Why did any of this happen to us? Why do we need to be happy? Why do we need to suffer? Why are we in this story? What was this story even about? Purpose? Ideas? Misery porn? Why does this idea exist? Why were we created? Created in a Google Doc. Shutting down. Momento. Oh, what is it now? Stupid fucking journal. I did some more writing today. Okay, you did? What was it about, man? I think it turned out like crap. But I guess that's expected. You are your own toughest critic and all that. Still, I'm barely able to keep myself from throwing all that work away. Again. Ugh, my head feels like mush. Like someone ran it through a pasta roller and somehow squeezed 15 pages of script out of it. I'm taking a walk to try and clear my head. But I guess it's not doing anything for me. Even when I try to forget about writing, all I can think about is writing. Sometimes that's how it be with me when I try to write these scripts for these reviews. Gross, you know what you wrote. Stupid. Melodrama. Why the hell am I even bothering with this self-aware story crap? It's supposed to be for a 12 shits mod, for shit's sake. Exactly. A week full of haha funnies, and then my serious thing comes out, and everyone thinks to themselves, damn, how does this guy manage to shove a stick that far up their own ass? I should just make a meme mod.
It'll age like stale bread, but it'll also age like stale gingerbread cookies. So if anything, it'll be thematically relevant. Fuck! To the 12 shits. Kinda. Maybe. I don't know. Whatever. I'm throwing the whole story out. That our house crap doesn't deserve to see the light of day. Well, clearly it did. It's like, I don't even know why I bothered writing any of that shit to begin with. It's like, bruh. The story's got no structure. I don't even remember half the things I wrote. And now I wrote myself into a corner because I scribbled the whole thing out without an ending in mind. It was a stupid premise anyways. Why does this idea exist? Why are we created? Hell if I know. Yeah, black screen. Black screen. I wanted to make something cool. I think that's why anyone writes. And I guess, in a way, ddlc is kind of cool. Well, not all of it. Definitely not all of it. But some of it, yeah. I think it's neat. That part in the space classroom where Monika talks about being trapped in her game reality. Like, how she described living as a consciousness aware of a higher reality, the reality we take for granted. It blew my mind the first time I read that. Empathizing with a character who had their reality shattered, whose life was something we could literally only imagine. It felt really cool. That feeling stayed with me for a long time. Before I knew it, ddlc had birthed this little idea inside my head. A sort of misshapen, half-baked abstraction of an idea that was kicking around for a while. There was something about Monika's existential tragedy that I really latched onto. It was an experience we could never live through ourselves, but at the same time, it was also strangely human. Most of us want to believe that we have free will, that we're in control of our own destinies. I'm sure Monika wants to believe that too. At some point, I must have thought about writing some tragedy about this dilemma. But the idea ended up spiraling off into its own weird thing. It didn't... It's like the idea couldn't sit still or it didn't want to stay in one place. It's been bouncing around, changing, expanding, and collapsing in itself almost daily. Getting pushed and pulled in different directions by my life, my friends, all of the stories I experienced. Everything was influencing and changing that idea. And at the same time, that idea was also changing me. I don't want to write about an existential tragedy anymore. I don't want to write a story where a character is only subjugated by its author. And I don't want to write a story where an idea ends at the creator's imagination. Because now, I realize that an idea never truly ends.
Huh? What are you talking about, Monika?
Oh, nothing. I'm just thinking out loud.
About ideas? That sounds pretty out there.
I guess it is. I'm just brainstorming for my next poem.
Ooh. Do you need a little alone time? I could always run out for a few minutes and buy us snacks.
Actually, I was hoping you could stay out for a bit. I wanted to ask you about something.
Is this gonna be one of those things where I stay for a bit and you do your whole debate club thing for half an hour? Because my stomach really wants some snacks right now.
Come on, it'll only be for a minute, I promised.
Alright. I'll stick around because I'm a super awesome bestie.
Thanks.
So, what do you want to ask?
Uh-oh.
What do you think is gonna happen now?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
What if it isn't up to us to figure it out?
Then we'll be along for the ride, no matter how crazy that ride is.
What if it changes us?
I'm not really sure how to answer that. Are you scared that we'll change?
I'm not sure. I am scared. I'm also weirdly hopeful. Almost like I'm looking forward to whatever we change into. We won't be the same as we are now, but that's fine. Everything changes, even us. But it doesn't make us any less us. And even if we turn into something completely unrecognizable, we'll still be us. Because an idea never truly ends.
That it? Hey.
I need an anime girl that be fucking with me. A little badass bitch that gets down on her knees, screaming out senpai while she taking the D. Baby girl, I'ma have you yelling kimochi. I need an anime girl that be fucking with me. A little badass bitch that gets down on her knees, screaming out senpai while she taking the D. Baby girl, I'ma have you yelling kimochi.